Saw the budget. What'd you think?
I'm very disappointed, and I know that our members will be very disappointed as well. There was a lot of catchphrases and grandeur, but not a lot of help or relief for the workers of the province. I did not see the tax breaks or tax relief that we were hoping for. I know our members, we have 3/4 of our members who will be out seeking new collective bargaining agreements. There was no mention of any pay increases for them, but the MLAs got a raise yesterday. So I know that's going to not go favorably. I am happy that the CBOs did get some more funding, but again, they got funding, but they did not get the multi-year agreements. And they need those multi-year agreements in order to be more stable. They talk retention and recruitment, but you're not going to retain anybody if you're not giving them safe workplaces, if you're not giving them those pay increases, if you're continually making them work short. Our corrections people, I know they're going to be upset. They weren't even mentioned. Our social services area, we've given 2 briefs to the government on the needs of the social services area, and it wasn't addressed. They're continually working short, and these areas are working with the most vulnerable people. Health, again, short. What are we going to do? Just saying we're going to get 5,000 more jobs, 300 more this, whatever. Those are numbers and words. It's not help. So until they start actually looking back to the roots of what is needed and helping those people and making sure that they are retaining them by giving them adequate work, safe work, wages, the necessities, it's not going to happen. And I kind of chuckle when they talked about a family of 4, cheapest place to live in Saskatchewan if they own their own home. What family of 4 owns their own home these days? Not many. The cost of living is out of control, and some tax breaks were in order.
So I have interviewed almost 20 people at this point, I think, 15 to 20 people. 1.5 people are happy with the budget. So that means one person was half happy, was half upset, one person was fully happy. So what I want to know from you is, it's a good place to be when you have a surplus. However, all these people are telling me they're underfunded, right? So what is your thought on that $1 billion surplus? I mean, and we're paying down some debt. We have a large amount of debt, over $25 billion. So what's your surplus, and how would you have spent it? Or would you have kept it? It's kind of a tricky question.
So I would, if it was me, I would have invested back into those positions, get more jobs in there so that the people who are working in those positions would have the relief and maybe stay. But right now they're all talking about quitting and moving elsewhere. So you need to invest back into the structure you already have. If they're not investing in that structure, they're just making new, you're not going to get anywhere. To reinvest in what you have and build that back up, because it's all collapsing. Corrections is collapsing, social services is collapsing, healthcare is collapsing. So if you're not investing in it, what's going to happen? We can pull out as many people from other countries that we want, but it's not going to help the right now. And our members need that relief. The people of Saskatchewan need the relief of tax breaks. I'm spending more in the grocery store too, right? But I don't bring home more groceries. So it's just, I think they should have invested back into the people more.
So you represent, this is my last question for you, you represent a lot of different groups of people, right? A difficult job. But focusing on healthcare, are you at all concerned about the kind of slow trickle down to privatization? We're talking about the other day we learned that there's 225 private traveling nurses working in the province here, right? There's worries about low morale among SHA nurses who are being paid far less, right? And then, of course, we have the MRI situation where they're offering MRIs for people to actually pay for it to move up the list. Does that privatization concern you at all? Do you feel like the government is kind of moving towards that, or do you think it's just a one-time fix for now because we're in a bad situation? Well,
we know what they did with SLGA, right? And again, we still don't know where that money is going to be recouped from that.
What is that, like 400 jobs?
We lost 400 good-paying jobs in Saskatchewan. And that income from those stores also went back to the province of Saskatchewan. So, I mean, that still hasn't been addressed where that money's coming from. The privatization of healthcare, is it real? I believe it is. I believe that will be coming, and it's not going to open up more new clinics. It's going to be those who have the money can get seen before those who don't, who maybe need it more urgently. Right? Like, there's no plan for that. And what happens right now when you have those contract nurses, when those contracted positions come into healthcare, they get paid more than the government or the SHA. It's a higher cost, and then it causes a divide in the workplace. And it doesn't make a good working situation at all. So when they recruit them in, for example, CLXTs, privatized CLXT people, they sign contracts. So even if they go to a northern community and they love the area, they want to stay there, they cannot take an SHA job or another type of job like that until so many years after their contract. So, I mean, we're shooting ourselves in the foot. It's costing more to the province and more to the people by doing that. So, yeah, and I can see it happening. I can see this government moving more to a corporate Saskatchewan than the Saskatchewan that we all know and love. Yes.